Welcome to Wildlife Wednesday. Today we're going on an adventure, so come along with us in the Montana Wild van.
Hello everybody, welcome to Wildlife Wednesdays. My name is Matt and I'm here with my friends Ryan and Corey from the Montana Wild Education Center. And today we're out on our Helena National Forest on an amphibian adventure. An amphibian is a cold-blooded vertebrate animal of a class that comprises frogs, toads, salamanders, and newts. And there are no native newts to Montana, so today we're going to be looking for frogs, toads, and salamanders. Amphibians are distinguished by having an aquatic, gill-breathing larval stage, followed by typically a terrestrial lung-breathing adult stage. Now, amphibians are commonly referred to as being cold-blooded, and I really don't like that term. It's a little bit misleading because it makes you think that they have icy cold blood running through their veins all the time. So the proper term for that type of thermobiology, or where they get their body heat from, is ectotherm. Ecto meaning outside, therm meaning temperature. So they get their body temperature from the environment outside their body, okay? So that means that if a frog gets cold, it has to physically move to someplace warmer. So we're about to get started on our amphibian adventure, and we're gonna begin our search in areas that have warmed up first, based on the knowledge that we just talked about. So we're gonna look in areas where the sunlight hit the pond first this morning. So let's get cracking. So here we are on the sunny side of the pond, and as you can see, there are a lot of tadpoles congregated in the warm water that heats up at the beginning of the day. If you pan over to the other side, the shaded side, there are not as many tadpoles. So they are ectotherms and they are considered cold-blooded, but they really like warm temperatures. Okay, so what we have here are Columbia spotted frogs, and let's take a closer look and point out some of the ID characteristics of these particular frogs. If we take a look at the top side of this frog, we do see some dark colored spots, almost black spots, and the lighter color around the spots can be from a dark green, drab to brown to reddish brown, so that color will vary. And if we turn the frog over and look at the underside, this is really the tell for Columbia spotted frogs. This salmon, orange, reddish color on the belly areas and the inner thighs let you know that in Montana, if you find this frog, you're looking at a Columbia spotted frog. We did find a really young spotted frog, Columbia spotted frog here, and I just wanted to point out the underside lacking that salmon red color that you find in adults. So if you find a younger frog like this, it still kind of looks, the coloration and patterning still look like a Columbia spotted frog, but it will lack the orange red color. So we'll put this guy back as well. Okay, so let's take a closer look at how you can tell the difference between a boy frog and a girl frog. So if we flip the frog over, and this will be obvious on both toads and frogs, all toads and frogs in Montana. The males will have a nuptial pad, and it's that bump on the thumb on this frog here. And you can see, compared to the female frog who's lacking that bump, you can really see the difference there. The other thing you can look for is discoloration in the throat area. So as frogs do their calling, male frogs will be the ones that do the calling, and they will extend their throat to suck in the air to make the call. And as they stretch that portion of their throat out, it will become discolored, essentially a kind of a stretch mark effect. So that's how you can tell the difference between a boy and a girl. Okay, we did find some western toed tadpoles, and as you can see, they look pretty different from the Columbia spotted frog tadpoles. And these are frog tadpoles. They don't have that long, lanky salamander shape, and these guys are a lot darker, and they don't have as much mottling or flecking in them. They're pretty much, for the most part, jet black. And they are a fair bit smaller. Western toed tadpoles will not get as big as the spotted frog tadpoles. So this is kind of the classic western toed tadpole shot. So we did find an adult western toad, and you can see the difference in skin between the toad and the frog. This toad skin is wartier, bumpier, and it's got two parotid glands on either side of its head behind the eye. That's where it stores its bufotoxin. So if a predator comes along and disturbs this toad, it will release a white milky fluid out of those glands, and it deters that predation. So that's one thing to look for on a toad. We check the underside out. Now we don't have a nuptial pad. Nuptial pads will also be on male toads, and we don't have one here. So this is a female western toad. If you see that white dorsal stripe down the center of their back, it's another telltale sign of a western toad. So we'll put her back in the water.